The Three Sides to a Story is a pop culture podcast provided as a public service, but is neither a legal interpretation nor a statement of policy. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Three Sides to a Story or the hosts. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the podcast does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed on Three Sides to a Story are those of the hosts and do not necessarily reflect the view of any entities they represent or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact 502-696-5300 and ask Daniel Cameron why he didn't arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Yo, you are now rocking with Three Sides to the Story, the pop culture podcast for the people. They say there's three sides to a story, one side, the other side of what it really is. Each episode will tackle topics from three perspectives, try to get to the truth. It's your boy Tony B with the homies Rex, Cruz, and Aubrey. Follow us on Instagram at Three Sides to a Story, on Twitter at Three Sides Pod, on Facebook at Three Sides Podcast. Subscribe, tune in, and turn us up on all your podcast platforms.
You're not rocking with the best.
All right, bet. Yo, so if the audio sound a little different this week, it's because we taking the necessary precautions to be COVID safe, So we've been in the studio for, the first 7 episodes? Yeah, right? So shout out to your whole studios, the fam Beto, Adam, Dale, Tom, and the whole crew. We always do the temperature checks when we pull up at the studio. We all masked up when we're not in the booth recording. We all social distancing, washing our hands, sanitizer, all that. We all been tested several times, but continue to get tested. But just to be safe, this shit is really crazy, guys. We were talking about this earlier. The city of Chicago said today that 1 in 15 residents are COVID positive right now. That's crazy, man. So, and we all got families, and we not trying to contribute to the spread of this shit. We trying to do our part to slow and stop it, you know what I mean? So we can protect those most at risk and get back to everyday normal life and all that. So for the next few episodes, we're going to be recording from the crib, to be safe, but we will be back in the studio when it's safe to sound outside and everything. So, bear with us. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is I know everybody want to get back to, just for everybody out there, I know everybody want to get back to regular life, but
fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit, man. Like, we ain't never going to get there if we don't all use common sense. Cool the fuck out. Stay home. Cancel Thanksgiving plans. Wear masks.
He's gonna cancel Thanksgiving.
You got to. You can't be getting together like a normal Thanksgiving. So not cancel it, but consolidate.
Limit your commingling.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact.
Let's just protect everybody out there. Let's protect each other and let's do the damn thing.
Let's be all in Chicago, straight up.
Speaking of Chicago, when he said common sense, I was thinking of your boy Sheed, Common. All the time when I hear common sense, I think it's just that simple. But anyway,
shut up, man. Get the fuck out.
Shout out, nigga. Be quiet.
Get the fuck out of here.
So last week
I guess I wouldn't shout out South. You're just upset because it's Milwaukee, man. Come on, I had to say that.
Oh shit, we got Drew. We good. Ain't nobody hating no more, man. I don't know if y'all know, but we got Drew. So y'all gotta relax.
Anyway, so what you were saying, Tony?
No, I'm just gonna say real quick. Last week we said it was Jackie's last episode of the year. Today's also her birthday, so happy birthday to Jackie and shout out to the home team.
Full Metal Jacqueline.
I
still need them effects, man. We got to figure this out. Can somebody put that in my rider?
I think the effects are in there.
You can't put that in your rider. Nobody want to hear that bullshit, man. Only your ass want to hear that bullshit.
Let me call my manager and figure this shit out.
I
feel like I'm being short. I've been asking.
They playing you, Rex?
Man, they ain't letting me live. You ain't letting me live.
I see.
But anyway,
speaking about letting people live, there was some exciting football to watch yesterday, right, Aubrey?
That's what you gonna do. That's what you gonna do. You gonna really do that, Tony B? We got to talk about it. Nigga, this wasn't even the first thing on the topic. This wasn't even the first thing on the topic, bro. And you jumped off in that.
I'm freestyling right now.
Yeah, I see you freestyling. Nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
It was a marquee matchup, the Colts and the Packers and Indy. I think
Beto said
a marquee matchup, yo. We don't consider that a marquee matchup. You guys are happenstance.
Yeah, I think Beto said he cut it off at halftime because he thought Green Bay had it in the bag, and then the Colts came firing back in the second half, dominated the third quarter, tied it up in the fourth, and then won on a field goal in OT.
Tony was waiting all night to get on the line with you about that shit.
You had to win on a field goal, bro.
Hey, a win is a win.
It's not like y'all killing it, my nigga.
Let's talk about wins since you brought that up.
If it was 1 out of 3, I would definitely bet on the Packers. Y'all got that one.
Let's talk about wins though, since you brought that up, because interesting to know, Aubrey. I did
Rex, you hear this shit? Rex,
you did my research.
I know, bro.
This nigga is bullshit.
He on 1,000 like they just won. These cats won one game over. I guess anytime you beat the Packers, it's always that. But it's going in like this is Super Bowl 47.
Hey, yo, Rex,
this nigga's going crazy right now.
Rexo, you know what though? We beat your whole division this year, bro. Every team in your division.
This cat got fueled up off this. I did see that.
Every team.
Get on the right quick.
But before we get off this, though, I do want to add.
Let Indiana get off.
This is some interesting shit that I found out. And I think.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We're gonna go back 2 weeks now that we're online. Everybody getting well, not everybody. Tony B getting tough now, huh? When we in the room, we ain't got all this ammunition. But you know what I mean?
We had some extra time. We had some extra time. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Aubrey, interesting to know. Green Bay has been to Indy 5 times since 1985, and Aubrey, you really gonna love this. The Green Bay Packers have never won a game in Indiana.
You heard that hate in his voice when he said never?
Ever. And this goes back to your man's remember, your man's couldn't play in domes in Detroit, and Minnesota, and Indy. And then what's really funny is in 1998, the Packers were 8-2.
Yo, this nigga went and did all kind of research.
Bro, I did the research.
Somebody
the Packers
paid Tony to do that.
You on that bullshit though.
Yo, bro,
everybody trying to hear you, bro.
I just want to. I mean, this is interesting information. 3 sides to a story, right?
Right here, bro. No, it's not 3 sides to the story. You on some bullshit.
Yo,
he clearly did his homework.
When the Packers were coming off the Super Bowl in the '98 season, they were 8-2 when they came to Indy. Indy was winless. The Colts won that game, and you know who the quarterback for the Colts was?
I don't give a fuck who the quarterback for the Colts was, nigga. Who the fuck thinks about the Colts, bro?
Motherfucking Paul Justin, son. Y'all got beat by Paul Justin. Justin. And then, of course, Peyton and them beat Favre and them in 2004. Luck and them beat Rodgers and them in 2012. And now Phillip Rivers beat Aaron Rodgers and them in 2020. So, I mean, we had to talk about that right off the jump, Aubrey. We had to talk about that.
You've been waiting for this, Aubrey. Trust me.
I was.
Yo, I can't believe homeboy is like really. I feel like this is your
one-shotted moment, man. Like
it's your homecoming right here. So I'll
prom, bro. It's prom day.
We the prom king out here. Prom king out here.
Them boys don't never do nothing, so I ain't worried about it, man.
Well, we just had to talk about it real quick, Brett. Let's get into something else, man. We were talking about last week.
Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Man, I mean, enough said. I mean, case closed.
Get the fuck out of here.
Gavel was slapped down there.
Right. Like he was a linebacker, nigga.
Bob Sanders on him.
No,
cornerback.
Spud Webb.
Let's talk about
the outside linebacker position.
Aubrey, you ain't never played no organized sports in your life.
Yeah,
man. Get out of here, bro.
You crazy as hell, nigga. I got pictures to prove it, and I got film to prove
it. Black and white joints.
Haters gonna say it's Photoshop.
It's damn near black and white. It might be some fucked up color, but yeah, hell yeah, nigga. I was getting busy, nigga. Straight up, number 52. That's a fact, Jack. No, actually, I was number 35. I take that back.
You don't even remember your number, bro.
Oh my
god!
It was in goddamn 1989, 1990, man. You tripping?
Oh snap!
I remember that shit. Most of y'all niggas weren't even born, so you gotta relax.
That's what Tony Rice and them were playing football, right? Like,
damn,
Rocket Ismail in them.
Yo, I had them big ass goddamn shoulder pads. the neck rolls, all that shit.
But
I would have told either one of you. I would have told
he
either
was
one
whack.
of you niggas off. I would have told either one of you motherfuckers.
He was the weakest link on the
team. That. He said he was ready for picture day.
You bugging. I'm telling you.
They tried to trade Aubrey off the high school team.
Ask about me. I done broke legs and arms and all kind of shit. I used to be a beast with that shit. Had scholarship offers.
You sound like Al Bundy and Uncle Rico right now, bro.
Man. So what happened with your boy Gucci and Jeezy last week? Y'all I'm sure everybody was like 1.2 million or something crazy.
Nah, you know what? It was 1.6 viewing on Instagram, but I don't know if y'all saw this. And I don't know how Versus like tabulates all these numbers and everything, but they said that a total of 9.1 million people watched it overall, right? So
that sounds about right.
You know, so they were saying that's crazy, right? Like, so they said it pushed its ratings past the VMAs, The Voice, the Billboard Awards, the CMAs, the Latin Grammys, Dancing with the Stars, or the Masked Singer on any given night that they aired in primetime, right? So basically, Versus is second. This Versus is second only to the actual Grammy ratings this year in terms of like music shows. That's crazy. Gucci.
Yeah, that's dope, though. That's dope.
I guess you got everybody in Atlanta showed up, huh?
Man. I mean, cats were in the middle of COVID having watch parties for this shit.
Yeah, that shit was dope, though. That shit was dope as fuck.
It was, man. It was. It was a major moment for the culture, obviously, but also just for Atlanta in general, right? Like, that was a moment. And I think a lot of people were talking about that. Two of the most influential artists, especially in Atlanta, but across the board, over the last 15 years, in the same room after all that beef. Hate or love the music, I think, it was just a big moment for the culture, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, y'all definitely can't speak on it. I lived in Atlanta, so you bum ass niggas can't speak on it. So I'll speak on Atlanta. I came off.
Yeah, I never lived in Atlanta.
Tony B, I will definitely punch you in your stomach as soon as I see you. I will punch you in your fucking janky ass gut. I'm gonna punch you in your stomach.
Tell us about Atlanta.
So I mean, but the era I came from in Atlanta is a whole different animal, right? So
what years?
I was in Atlanta from 1996 to 99, right? So I was there for 3 years, and I was off Cascade Road. I was over there by like the Beautiful, right? So the Beautiful is a restaurant, soul food restaurant. So if you know that, I was over there in that area. I ain't gonna tell you where I was, but I was in that area.
Okay.
So yeah, I was there. But at that time, man, when I was there, man, everything that was hot and what was popping was all Goody Mob. You know what I'm saying? It was Goody Mob. It was Outkast.
Yep.
It was 3
6 9 Family.
5. You know what I mean? Like all them niggas, like Dungeon Family definitely ran it. Like that was no question about that. And then Outkast. So then when I sat back and listened to Jeezy, because what I heard, man, when I first flew into Atlanta, one of my guys came and picked me up, man, and we drove past the airport, and I'll never forget this, bro. It was BMF. It was a BMF goddamn
Billboard.
Yeah. It was like The World Is Ours.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what the fuck is that, my nigga? And dude was like, yo, like, oh, you don't know? So then that night he took me out to the same place that the after party was at tonight. That place been around for like the compound. With the 2 or 3 floors. If you know it, you get the 3 floors. But if you don't, you get the 2 floors.
We've done a handful of joints. So that's definitely the home team. But go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, he took me to the compound, Joe, and he showed it to me in like real person, bro. Them BMF cats was on some real live shit, bro. Like some shit I ain't never seen, man. Like I don't think I'll ever see it again. I'm not gonna speak about what they was doing, but it was out of control, bro. It was massively out of control. Like it was out of control, man. Like there was nothing you couldn't even make your mark that night, even if you was a fly cat. You couldn't make your mark.
Irrelevant.
He was irrelevant, bro.
You're completely irrelevant in that space.
Aubrey came in there in his Letterman jacket from high school. trying to stunt.
Man,
Talking about football.
I ain't had my Letterman
Nah, I wouldn't
jacket.
even.
Ass Joker. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I gave my Letterman jacket away to this girl that I used to love. Man, her name was Adrian, but it was back in the day, and she never gave it back to me. So that sucks. But
Damn.
the compound
Yeah.
used to be an ill ass spot, man. So
Still is.
for them two cats to come together and be in that joint, you know what I'm saying? Said a lot, man, for Atlanta, man. Like that was a tough situation, man, for both MCs. You know what I mean? Like that was tough, man.
Yeah, because we talked about it too, right? In the last episode, like, how crazy, like, we were saying, like, they couldn't pull up in the same room because of the history, right? But they did, right? Shout out to Magic City, right?
Excuse me.
And I think we all knew, like, when we were talking about it, if that did happen, we kind of knew there was going to be some friction off jump, right? Like, I mean, I don't think these two have been in the same room face to face like that, as far as I know, since the beef, like, popped off, right? So, I think as soon as
at least not getting paid, at least not being there for not a paid occasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, at that point though, Rex, money don't matter.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm sure they've probably been in the same building. Bad example, like BET Hip Hop Awards or something.
Yeah.
Something where they're, not for lack of a better word, where they're obligated, but something where
it's not just them too.
Yeah. Basically, they were there for work,
right?
I mean, maybe we should explain to the people that's listening right now that don't know what we hollering about, the whole Gucci and Jeezy shit. That was probably around early 2000s,
05,
early 2000s. So I think we should probably
07,
explain
like
what that is, like what our perception is, but it's not. Perception ain't reality. So don't take it as word as bond, but just maybe we should explain a little bit of it.
Go ahead, Tony. We'll let you, since you always, you got the facts and the statistics and the metrics behind it. We'll let you get.
And you're a fucking rat.
I'm gonna throw a Packers loss column statistic out in this conversation too. No, but so in a nutshell, background is like there was beef like over that song "So Icy" and how it got released. It was supposed to go on this album, is supposed to go on that album, and there was some beef over that, right? So that led to a bounty being put on Gucci's chain. That led to 4 dudes running up into a girl's crib that Gucci was at. That led to a shooting. That led to somebody dying, and the beef was that, and
Gucci, that nigga told you who died. Nigga. That nigga was like, "What that?"
He said, "You want the box back?"
Yo, right off jump, he was dissing Jeezy, like right off and talking about this shit.
Yo, that shit was tough, bro.
Real quick, in so many words. I mean, like while we clown and say it was not necessarily. I mean, immature is the wrong word, but at the end of the day, you still attempted to take my life, or at least in what's the word I'm looking. Allegedly, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly, we'll say allegedly, because obviously, everything worked out for, I guess, indirectly. But you allegedly to try to take my life, and now we're sitting here, call it 5 feet away, 6 feet away. We'll say 6 feet since they were social distancing, right?
Right.
6 feet away. I mean, that's
that's tension.
Yeah. I guess in a sense, I'm glad maturity actually played out as much as it was, whatever little petty words were back and forth, but that could have went a whole nother way,
Yeah, and I think a lot of like what we were seeing, after it started escalating, and then what Jeezy did. I think with the way it went down and the way like Jeezy approached the situation, and kind of just addressed it. A lot of people were saying, when you talk about like the maturity and everything, right? Like a lot of people were saying like Gucci needs to grow up, and we're talking about how Jeezy took the high road. He was the bigger man, and like. I respect the hell out of Jeezy for real, for keeping his cool and not letting Gucci get in his head like that. But I also think he knew Gucci was gonna go that route too. So I do think he had a plan.
You can't, Tony B. You can't I hear you, 100% hear you, bro. I think what's crazy about that situation is that Jeezy sent somebody, right, and he got killed. So how do you at any point feel sorry for Jeezy? Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Jeezy, he sent somebody, and dude happened to get murked. God bless his soul.
Yeah.
But he happened to get murked. So blame Jeezy, even though his music is way whacker than Jeezy's, in my opinion?
Gucci.
Yeah,
Gucci's music is way whacker than Jeezy's music, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't
In
be
your
mad
perspective,
at
but yeah.
in my perspective, but you can't be mad at Gucci coming out saying what he said. He had to be disrespectful.
You
You
almost
put a
had,
bounty
yeah.
on my you put a bounty on my head, dude. Like, what is you talking about? Like,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna take every opportunity I have to get at your ass. You know what I mean?
I'm a clown you and hope you.
The
I'm
whole
clowning
time,
you
yeah.
and hoping you step up and I had to give me the opportunity to retaliate on you right now.
That's a fact. That's
I'm pressing every button.
and I think as much as we saying, we're hearing like all the people big up in Jeezy for what he did. I think at the same time, like what we're saying right now too, is like you gotta give credit to Gucci for doing that because, like, again, like you said, Aubrey, like if you send somebody at me and then I'm in a room with you, like we said last time, I'm about to be high fiving you and be like, "Yo, it's all good." Like we got that the elephant in the room needs to get addressed, right? Like so that had to come up. So
that's right.
And I think we got to remember Gucci was on trial for murder for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that man could have gone away. Like so, this wasn't like just some
forever ever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This wasn't just like some like stupid bullshit rap beef. Like this was real life. Like life.
Yo, you know what? I saw this amazing quote, man, and I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was like Jeezy is a drug dealer. Right.
Yes, yeah. I know where you're going. Yeah.
And then Gucci
in terms of the music
was a street nigga. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Like when you really know street niggas, man, they don't have the best taste in music. If we can be honest, we should talk about that too. Real niggas that's from the street, they have absolutely horrible music interest, man. Like they don't listen to nothing that sound good, bro.
I'm just
I don't know if you ever noticed that, man. Like, cause that's why I like Cuckoo Cow. Cause when I was in the crib, you know what I mean. I was doing whatever I was doing. All the cats I was like, kicking it with. Cats was looking like listening to Lil Twine and Cuckoo Cow, and them niggas was terrible. Like you could be listening to Mobb Deep, man. Why you listening to these niggas? Because they was some real live street.
It was an element they could relate to, right? Like
it was an element they could relate to, and I think it was the perfect imperfection of the music, right? The music wasn't, you know what I mean? And that's that. You know what? So hold on, real quick. So what happened is how Jeezy outshined. I'm gonna get back to that perfect imperfection thing, but how Jeezy outperformed Gucci was because he was a Def Jam artist, right?
Yeah.
He had all
the
perfect.
machine.
He had the machine. He had the sound. He had everything. Like the production was out of control.
Yeah,
the biggest producers. He had Kanye, Toomp, everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Manny
Whoever you could imagine, bro. He had, and that's why we love Jeezy. From the bottom of the trap, you know what I mean? That nigga Jeezy. And Rex will tell you, we was going on our way the other day, and we was listening to that Jeezy, and me and this nigga was singing word for word, man.
Same.
Like, am I lying, Rex?
Facts. And then the Gucci came on, and it was like for us again. We're only speaking in our perspective. And then the Gucci came on, and then it was like, a couple of them still was wanging, but it definitely for us again.
It was a different change of the trajectory, right? Because like what Aubrey was saying about that quote we saw, right? I saw something similar, right? Like, like you said, like Gucci had the machine behind him, but he was making these because he had that amazing.
Gucci didn't have no machine.
Jeezy, my bad. Jeezy.
Yeah.
Since he had that Def Jam machine behind him, like he was making like anthems that were like had the machine, right? Like I mean, from a production standpoint, everything, from an engineering standpoint, mixing standpoint, everything. Those were just like anthems, like street anthems, but they were just also like. You just, like you said, you wanted to bang that shit in your whip. Like, you wanted to hear it in the club, whatever. Like, Gucci, like you said, he was making more of that, like, blog era street anthems, right? Like that damn near sound like he was recording his crib, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it was, yeah. He was wild, man. Like, but the problem with that whole Gucci Mane theory is that nobody knew how to make music back then, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell the production difference, right? It was like Fruity Loops.
Yeah, that's that right there. You kind of summed it up right there. You know what I mean? It sounds like I'm making that shit in my basement.
In your
crib, you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. And somebody said, "Oh, sorry, go ahead."
No. I was just gonna say it's not bad, but it just sounds. It sounds like one was studio engineered in the studio, and the other one sounds like, man, we were sitting in the basement, and you know what I mean, and we threw this hot shit. We threw a bunch of these shits together,
online. Yeah.
And full circle of the conversation. That's why he slipped that song out, the So Icy shit out, because he looked at it as this some more shit we just put together, and I'm just throwing shit out. While Jeezy was like, yo, you know what I mean? There's a process. Let's put, you know what I mean? Let's not saying let's organize it. Let's put it in whatever they were marketing, packaging, whatever they were doing. He wasn't just like, yo, tomorrow morning I'm dropping So Icy. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah. And I think like you got to look at the audiences too, right? Like we were talking about this, and I was talking to my cousin James about this, like because we were texting during the.
Yo, you got a cousin named James, nigga? You a Habibi? How you got a cousin named James, yo? Ain't no Habibi's named James, man.
Who man, you don't know what?
Aubrey, you know that James is probably not his official name. Come on, my man. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking, man. I'm talking shit.
Man, y'all some racist motherfuckers, man.
I'm not racist, man. You know I love you, bro.
I'm about to pull up at Aubrey's house with the homies from Topless. Like, yo, what up, man?
The niggas from Tops and Bottoms.
Oh man, shit, boy. You already know I got a plethora of pistols on this motherfucker, man.
Man, we ain't scared. We ain't scared.
Plethora.
Will sound like some Jeezy and Gucci, huh?
Right.
So what was you saying, Tony B? I'm sorry, man, about James. Whoever James is.
No, I know James. Shout out the boy James. Definitely, that's the man.
Don't worry about that, Aubrey. All right. We were just talking about
Tony B cousins for real.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about like he was he was obviously riding with Jeezy, and I mean I was too, but at the same time, like I think I was trying to explain to him like both sides of the coin because I was seeing like younger cats I know and how they were responding during the verses, and I was telling Rex's too, like the younger generation, like the generation like after us, I guess, or whatever, like they ride with Gucci more than Jeezy, like.
Oh yeah, that's you know what I mean it would, from what I saw and from what I, you know, just the little different chat groups, etc. It was if you were basically I would say 35-ish and under, you know, 34 and under. You know what I mean? It was Gucci all day.
Gucci, yeah.
All day.
That makes
sense.
There
was zero doubt. You know what I mean? I was even seeing to the point was like, man, Jeezy's look like somebody uncle out here trying to preach to preach back and forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. It's like, yes, we just want to hear music. Just put on anything.
There was like a speech in between every joint.
Meanwhile, when Aubrey and I, we were riding and listening to it, was like, yo, he's putting everything in perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like this, just the way of, I guess, approaching and seeing it, you know? Yeah. Where it's like, yo, he's putting you in. I was like, yo, remember that time, or remember when you were, you know what I mean? It was like kind of that type
making
of thing.
You back to the moment of the song, like
he was giving you that, not even inspiration, but yeah, this is what I was doing when this
joint came out. Yeah, like when I made this. Yeah, that was dope.
Cass was like, shut the fuck up and play the music, man.
Yeah, Gucci even was like that too. When he was talking, he was like, "Man, I ain't trying to talk." Like
spinning in circles, looking at this cat like, "What are you doing?"
Music. Gucci was hilarious. So look at my opponent.
Right.
That shit was hilarious, bro. Like the shit he was saying was just funny, man.
Yo, shout out to Def Jam. I will say that. Well, I think we should definitely give they flowers, yo. Def Jam has been when you think about it, man, like it's been the thing that created this game
for years. Right?
Yeah, like they created that heat, man. Russell Simmons and
Rick
Rubin and what's the Russian white boy name?
Leo Cohen, like, Kevin Lyles,
Rex Cruz, all them guys.
Let's not forget Dame had a vital role in there, and Irv too. I mean,
man. Like when you think about it, man, like when people talk about
DNY.
DNY, yeah. I think was like when people talk about like the five mics, right? The 5 mics was only created in my opinion, for Def Jam artists, right? Because that's their thing, right? And
litmus
I wish
test.
Beto could jump in, but I think it's about like how these cats, man, like look at themselves and how they judge themselves, right? Because you think about the artists that they sign, bro, like they don't make too many mistakes, man.
I mean, they had a
don't.
crazy roster to begin with, right? And then even that was like if you look back to like '88,
Yo,
right?
they started with LL.
Yeah, Run DMC. But then even as you look to
Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam. Run DMC was on it was a different label. I know Beto know what it is, but he can't tell me. Text me, Beto. It was Epic or something like that, and then they were managed by Rush Management. You know what I'm talking about, Beto? Text me back.
gotcha. So Russell was managing on you saying.
Yeah, Rush managed them. But you know what's even crazy, man? I don't know if you ever
Bro,
read
they were
that book
definitely on
about.
Def Jam though. They might have switched labels.
No. They were. I don't think they were ever on Def Jam, bro. I don't think they were ever.
I think
They was on Universal. Yeah, that's what Beto just said. I don't even think. I don't think it was even Universal, but it was something earlier.
It was Profile, but they switched to Profile.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Profile was Universal. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah,
the Def Jam connection was probably what you just said. The Rush management.
It wasn't Run DMC, man. Run DMC was a small part of that movement. LL was
the foundation. Yeah.
LL was the king of that shit, bro. And then who came after that, y'all? Who came after that helped that Def Jam? Oh,
there was the Beastie Boys
and the Beastie Boys. Yeah.
Run DMC.
Run DMC never went to fucking Def Jam, nigga.
Bro, yes they did.
No, they did not. They stayed at Profile, bro.
I don't think it was that whole time.
They was managed by Rush. You know what I mean? They was managed by Rush, but they was never on Def Jam. Tell me if I'm wrong.
So Rick, so basically, Rick was. They were getting production from Rick. Russ was managing them.
And the son of Curtis, and the son of Curtis Blow, who was Run from DMC. That's the son of Curtis Blow, so he was doing a lot of that shit, and so was Jay.
Wait, what'd you say?
The son of Curtis Blow, who was Run, was doing a lot of the producing, and then the other one was Jay, Jam Master Jay.
You talking about his nickname?
Who? Nigga? What are y'all talking about, bro? I'm saying Run produced a lot of the music. Run used to be a DJ.
You said the son of Curtis Blow, like.
Yes. Run used to be called the son of Curtis Blow.
The nickname. That was his nickname. Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah, I was like, man. Yeah.
Catch up. Y'all slow. Catch up.
No,
we were asking you to tell us.
Catch up.
We was asking. Yeah. So who do you think is gonna be the next one? They was talking. Your boy 50 say was good with Game or?
Yeah. So I mean, Whack 100 actually said, whose Game's manager was saying he wants to do 50 and Game, and 50 kind of I guess basically said like he could be down. I mean I don't know how serious he was, but he kind of said he could. He actually said in an interview that I forget who he was talking to, but he said when he looks at like G Unit, the Game is like one of the I think like he would even probably put, and it sounds crazy, but the way he framed it in that recent interview was like Game is part of that foundational legacy of G Unit. Now,
of course he is,
right?
I mean, how could you not? Because I mean, not to cut you off, Game was. I mean, I don't cats call him a fraud or not a fraud, but I'm just judging on the music. That shit was hard to me.
Oh, the documentary was crazy.
Yeah. Come on, bro. That shit was hard. You can't never front on that shit.
It was crazy.
And Game is a rapping nigga.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess now that we see Gucci and Jeezy played out, is it? Do you think again versus when they originally started this, the whole thing was they wanted it to be where it wasn't bringing in real beef, right?
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a versus. It's a I mean, if you take it back, I mean, it's a clash, right? I mean, you're even like your man Buster was saying, if you take a versus, is back in the Caribbean and in the Jamaican dance halls. It's what is the when you say it's such and such versus such and such, what is that? It's a battle. It's a competition, right?
Yeah, but
it doesn't have to necessarily be beef, but at the end of the day, I'm still in that format. You know what I mean? If you put in a rap battle, what is taking it back to authenticity of it? I'm still trying to one up you. You know what I mean?
Right. But my question is like, Gucci and Jeezy, there was obviously gunplay involved, and we saw that somehow worked out, right? Like, I think I don't think it was Gamer 50 directly, but I think their camps might could exchange gunfire or something too. So can we like, do you think this is like the new like route for it to go? Like basically like trying to squash these, resolve these beefs, like, because these are all legends. Like, like you said, 50 got a legacy, Game got a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think, man, like if I was a millionaire, right? Would y'all motherfuckers like rock with me, man? Like, does it make a difference if I'm broke or if I have a lot of money and I can help y'all, do whatever y'all gonna do? Does it make a difference?
Well, you broke us all right now. We're still fucking with you.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's a point to this, right? But and what I think the point is, man, is like when you love, man, like you love. You know what I mean? Like you don't really play that game, right? Like, and that's what I think. People talk about real niggas and do this, that, and the other. I think the thing is, man, when it comes to like your friendships and your family and the people you love, you don't second guess it, man. You know what I mean? So if there is no love, then there's no love. Like there's nothing to even be answered about that. I think you have to like really think about Game, 50, Jeezy, Gucci. You got to think about those things, man. Like that's a very heavy situation. You know what I mean?
Super heavy.
It's super heavy, bro. Like, and once you like come to a conclusion about like, if it's love, then it's love, man. Like if it's not, then stay away. And I think Jeezy was smart enough to understand that his brand right now is way too bigger than Gucci, and Gucci is killing it right now with Gucci.
Gucci ads in a damn Heathrow airport, bro.
Yeah, overseas, man. Yeah. So like, but I think Jeezy has a situation where his loved one, his woman, is on a big time primetime TV show. He just got to play it
just
smart.
About him.
Yeah, he can't get.
He got to play it smart, man. We all got to play it smart, man. Like that's what's so important about like being black men in America. We got to think like 3 times ahead of our steps. You know what I mean? And that's what you could see that Jeezy did in that battle.
And that was dope, right?
He knew what he was going to do in that battle.
He knew. He came in. So I guess that's the other question. Like, if it became like, say, okay, we saw that. We know Jeezy. I think we could deduce that Jeezy had a game plan going in, and he stuck to his like Rex was saying when we were talking about T.I. versus Jeezy. Stick to your game plan, right? And he stuck to the game plan the whole time. Like he wasn't going. He knew he was going to say this. Exactly. He didn't take the bait, right? Like Beto would just say he didn't take the bait. He didn't take the bait, right? So like that was smart, right?
Exactly.
Like, but again, with like do you think that was kind of more, since like we know like there was this kind of game plan? Gucci probably didn't have like a detailed game plan coming in. He was like, whatever.
See, that's a difference, Tony B, right? That's the difference between a drug dealing nigga and a street nigga, right? Like Jeezy came in prepared. That's a drug dealing ass.
It's a plan. It's a plan. Here's my plan.
A plan of action. When I say drug dealing, meaning mentality.
A hustler,
a hustler. Gucci is a street dude. You know what I mean?
He's riding around. Riding around.
You was about to say it, right?
Yeah. Just waiting to see what happened is what happened.
Nigga, he riding around getting it. There is no laws, no principles. That's why you saw what you saw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's kind of how I feel like I feel like that's a kind of similar comparison to how Game and 50 would be, because
I don't feel like that.
No, I don't feel like that. Not at all. Both of them are nah.
You think they both?
That would be a corny ass battle. He can't even battle. He can't even battle 50, bro.
Yeah,
so
he can.
Yes, he can. He got a crazy. Yeah, he can. Man.
I was just saying that they wouldn't be not. Well, I guess Tony B. I don't know what I was disagreeing
what you think?
with.
50 got
text on the burner right quick. Hey, burner, Beto, text on the burner. What you think? Let's see. But
50 got a lot of hits.
He got a lot of hits. So he could play the whole first album front to back.
50 would kill this dude. 50 would kill that dude.
He probably could.
I love.
No, he probably would though, Tony.
I think 50 would win. Definitely. Yeah, I don't think he would kill him, but
I let my streets talk for me.
If I was 50, I would just play all the mixtape shit and then Get Rich and Die Trying, and that's it. I wouldn't even get into any other kind of
Aubrey, I didn't say trust me. Game is the homie on that, and he's definitely a rapping cat. But like you said, I mean, I think we all saying the same thing. 50 was that.
Yeah, we are saying the same thing, bro.
Yes, we are. We all just said 50 will win.
Hold on. Are we saying that 50 album, that first 50 album with Dr. Dre, is one of the best hip hop albums of all time?
Yes, 100%. You can play it front to back.
Hold on, I want to hear Mark.
Yeah, no, bro, 100%. He's got like 12. He's got like 10 classics almost on that shit.
Is ridiculous. Yeah.
Like that album played for like 4 or 5 years straight. You know what I mean? And now, and I mean this in a respectful way, but now in a sense, like when In the Club comes on, that's like one of them Earth, Wind, and Fire type songs.
Yeah,
like every wedding.
I don't want to hear that shit. Like
no. But what I'm saying, like,
it's your birthday.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna hear that for the next 30 years.
Yeah, see, I liked all the
shit right there.
I liked all the album cuts on that first album, like High All the Time, and that beat was
you know Tony B was riding around banging 21 Questions all the time, bro. Come on.
I bet you was.
Y'all was some sucker ass MCs. Aubrey still bumping 21. Aubrey still bumping 21 Questions. That's his ringtone on his motherfucking old ass phone.
I heard one of y'all cats had Magic Stick on and shit. I was like, man, who phone is this?
That must have been yours because I didn't hear that shit.
Yeah.
That was Aubrey. That was Magic Stick was Mark's MySpace profile song and shit.
Nah, it's all good, you junky ass niggas.
So y'all remember that we were when we was last time we was all together. We was talking about this. K Slay shit.
You got a man in your house, 20B? I heard some man coughing in the background.
You heard Rex Cruz coughing, or you coughing, motherfucker? I ain't got.
I'm looking at.
Some of us are taking care of ourselves, Aubrey.
I got a cold. Yeah, I got a cold. So ain't nobody ashamed of that, nigga. I got a cold.
Just real quick, I want to just jump into this. There was a dope track that dropped last week or the week before, that K Slay Rolling 50 Deep. We watched that video. We were talking about it. When I first saw that song, y'all remember LimeWire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that track list, the feature list, looked like. You remember them LimeWire joints back in the day? It'd be like Tupac and Biggie featuring Big L, Big Pun, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. You know what I'm saying?
Fred Durst.
Right. But this track literally had 50 MCs. They all shot videos, 50 fire verses. R.I.P. Fred the Godson. She was like 18 minutes long. Like, the beat was crazy.
Yeah. I'm giving it to Fred the Godson.
For the best verse?
Yeah. Always.
He had a nice verse. Shout out to Fred the Godson, R.I.P.
Shout out to 100%.
Shout out Buddha and Grants. That was a dope joint, man. That was a dope joint.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I don't remember. It was like 74 cats on there, and then it still kept going and going and going.
Kept going. I mean, they could have taken a couple cats
better
off.
and better though. That's what.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like. I don't know who I would necessarily say. You know, I had to listen to it again.
So, we all, creatives or whatever, right? All work in the creative space, and we also sports fans, right? All right. And hip hop heads, so we like cool shit and all that shit, right? Growing up, we used to, I know I used to rock a lot of jerseys and whatnot, right? When you think about like shit used to like sports gear used to rock, like growing up, whatever.
Yeah.
Some people only rock gear that's that reps one of their teams, right? But then other people rock gear that may not be their favorite team, just like the logo or the colorway or whatever. So that's why I wanted to ask you about what would you say are the dopest, like, I don't know, maybe top 3 logos, sports logos of all time?
Man, I think you can't. You got to be crazy if you don't think North Carolina Tar Heels is one. Right? I feel like North Carolina is always. You said what?
North Carolina was
It wasn't in my head. I wasn't in my head, but definitely, as you said, yes.
Yeah, cats used to get murdered over them North Carolina starters, man. So I would say that. You can't ever go wrong with Dallas.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think Dallas is always poignant.
The Cowboys?
Yeah, the 5-star. Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, I think Green Bay, not even trying to be biased or just because it's my team, but because it's so iconic. That G, it's just a G.
I agree.
I can dig that.
So, yeah, I think that's my 3. So, Green Bay, Dallas, and North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay. I could dig that. I would go Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, that's just an iconic logo, man. Like that black hat with the yellow P. I mean,
Ghostface. Speaking of iconic, that Pittsburgh, not to cut you, I'm just amplifying you, but that 70s Pittsburgh with the Willie Stargell with the
the square hat,
the square hat, yeah.
With the black joint with the yellow circles around that boy,
man, like all the way around. Man,
that's the hardest.
Yeah,
with the niggas with the beards, though. Go ahead.
Hold on. I think we all should give a shout out to Oregon University. You know what I mean?
Oh, with the 600,000 colorways.
Yeah, right.
I'll say with them colorways, man, like they changed the game with that. So, sorry, Tony B.
No, that's true. Good call. No, that black hat, man, that was just iconic to me. Like, it was iconic to me for a couple of different reasons. My family, when they came over from Sri Lanka, moved to my grandparents and moved to Pittsburgh. My parents got married in Pittsburgh.
I was waiting for this nigga.
No, so it's that, but then it was also like just like growing up as a hip hop kid, like you used to see Chuck D rocking it, Cube rocking it, like iconic people in the culture rocking it too. So it just had that.
It became stamps.
Staples. Yeah, it was just dope. So that, and then shout out to Killer Bees. Barry Bonds, the greatest baseball player of all time, and Bobby Bonilla.
Facts.
I would then go with the. Oh, sorry. What?
Go ahead.
I would then go with the Raiders.
Yeah, I think it's crazy, motherfucker.
That LA Raiders.
Definitely most iconic.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about the starter Parkers last episode. And man, that shit was just iconic. That all black with the silver. So silver and black, man, that shit was just hard. That Raiders logo. And then my other one I would go with is the Georgetown Hoyas.
Definitely.
Man, I grew up, in Indiana, right? So I was a Hoosiers fan, a Notre Dame fan, but Georgetown with like Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo and John Thompson, and then RP. But then also, of course, when AI came in, man, that shit was just
right.
It was classic, man. I mean, it was classic. That's an iconic joint, man. Iconic. Right, so you got.
Man,
that Raiders is a good call, though.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I think one of the hardest ones to me, I couldn't wear it, couldn't have it. I have it now, but was the Blackhawks actually.
Yeah.
The hockey joint, of course. I think that's Chicago Blackhawks, but for the cats that don't know, the big deal in at least in Chicago, and I'm sure a lot of other places, had the pitchfork in the face in the Chiefs' face. So it's got the rakes going down. So a lot of cats had it on the yeah. See what I mean?
Speak on that real quick. I didn't.
So Aubrey, well, you peeped that. You knew about that, right, or no?
Nah, I never heard about that. I'm from Chicago.
It's supposed to be in Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at the Blackhawks logo, there's in the forehead, there's like the rakes going down. You know, so that it definitely caused a lot of. It definitely caused a lot of,
This
problems.
nigga gonna have me go give me some goddamn Red Sox or some what is it?
Unfortunately, huh?
The what team is it?
The Chicago Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Yeah, we don't really fuck with hockey, but I'm gonna go give me one of them jerseys. So.
Oh yeah, I got one now. Now that I'm grown.
Yeah, I seen you rock it.
Yeah, the janky ass one. But anyway,
in that picture we got with Bun from one of the episodes.
Facts. I think, of course, I'm gonna say, my Cubs, the Cubs. You know what I mean? That's universal. But anyway, so we're just gonna put that to the side. But anyway, keep going.
That's
the Bulls.
questionable.
That's a losing situation.
The Bulls logo is universal. We all know that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the hardest ones.
So that's only 3, man. You going?
That's 2.
All
the Cubs didn't count.
That's 3. You said Blackhawks, Cubs, and Bulls.
I'll take the Cubs out.
Yeah.
Who's the other one you were gonna say?
The Giants, the football Giants, the New York Giants. Okay. Just that step, like that block. You know what I mean?
I can feel it, Mark.
Hey, is there a way to hang up on this dude? I'm trying to figure it out. I can't see.
Hey,
I hate the New York Giants.
No, I'm trying to mute this dude.
But no, I do like that because our high school, like one of our logos was the Giants, right? So I fuck with that.
Giants.
And I'm gonna throw somebody got an echo, and I'm gonna throw an honorary one, Aubrey. You'll like this one. The Brewers.
The Brewers, that's an ill logo though.
The Milwaukee Brewers, actually, if I really go back and
good logo.
And I bet a lot of cats probably didn't even realize it. But if you look in the logo, it's actually a baseball. It's a mitt with the ball
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me forever to I realize it. But and it's an M and a B. You know what I mean?
It's an M and a B, yeah.
So it's a double logo. So it's the mitt and the ball, but when you look at the way the fingers and the thumb go, it creates an M and a B with the baseball. So
that logo is dope.
Yeah,
it's super.
I always wanted to get that. Exactly, they brought it back. I always wanted to get
logo,
that.
Damn.
But that would be like sacrilegious. You know what I'm saying? Being a Chicago cat wearing a Milwaukee Brewers jersey. So
that's unfortunate, man. You should love whatever team you want to love.
I would have loved them. I just said that logo was hard. But anyway, on to the next.
What'd you say?
Exactly. On to the next.
What you talking about, Tony B? What we got next, homie?
So, I know y'all didn't necessarily peep this, but the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had a reunion special. Basically, it was on HBO Max. It's not it's a reunion for real. It's not like a new episode. It's basically the cast minus James Avery, R.I.P. Looking back on the show and his legacy, and I think that show ran from like 90 to 96 or something like that. But it just when I watched it, it just made me remember how dope that show was, especially at that time, and how important that show was to the culture. It was kind of in a similar lane as the Cosby Show, and how it portrayed black families in a less stereotypical way than they typically have been portrayed on TV, right? And it was just a dope ass show that had the culture, the new Jordans and shit in it. The dope show. Shout out
stayed with the Fresh Jays.
Stayed with them, right? They talked about that in the episode, how they would get, in the special, how they would get them 6 weeks before they dropped, and people would be like, "Yo." So the question I guess I want to ask you, not necessarily about the reunion, but what do y'all think of the Fresh Prince, and where do you think it ranks in the top TV shows of all time? Is it up there in the top 10, top 20? Where is it?
That shit ain't nowhere for me, man. That shit, I ain't really fuck with.
You want fucking with it?
Nah, I mean I did a little bit, man, but I was definitely more of a Martin.
You said you didn't fuck with it?
Nah, I ain't fuck with that shit, man. That shit was kind of corny to me. But I mean, I see how motherfuckers like it. I was definitely more of a Martin kid, and then I was in college at that time too, so I was busy, so I didn't have no time. But when I did fuck with shit, I fucked with Martin.
Okay, well let's talk. It's obviously one of the most popular shows of all time that had a cultural impact. Where would you, even though you don't fuck with it, just subjectively or objectively speaking, where would you?
That's not even in the top 10. I mean, I don't know if you think that's what I'm going to say, but yeah, it would probably be in the top 25.
Rex, what would you say? Okay, I can do that.
I'm not a big TV cat, but I'd probably say top 15, top 10, 100%. Definitely top 10.
Top 10? You bugging,
top 15,
Rex.
top 10.
Somebody got an echo popping, but
I would say top 15, top 10. What would you say are the best shows of all time then?
I can give you my top 5.
Let's do a top 5. Yeah.
I don't know
top
if I can do a top 5.
I'm gonna say Sanford and Son.
Classic.
I'm gonna say Martin.
Classic.
I'm gonna say Seinfeld. I'm gonna say what's Larry David's show on Showtime?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I definitely agree with that one.
Classic.
And then the last one I'll say, you know what? I may throw a left curveball at you with the what's the name of that black show that was just on Showtime or some shit like that? That science fiction.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, I'll throw that.
Show. Woo, that show.
Lovecraft Country. I might go there with that. So
I heard about that. I never saw it though.
We're gonna have to talk about that show in one of these episodes, Rex. You're gonna have to catch up and we're gonna talk about that. That show was fantastic.
Yeah, you gotta check that out.
The casting, the writing, the shooting, everything is dope. Okay. I would go The Wire, The Sopranos.
That was on mine.
Game of Thrones. The Cosby Show.
Never watched that.
Yeah, thinking.
And Martin.
Those
HBO makes great shows, Beto.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah. That's what I would say.
Oh yeah, Beto said Cosby. I missed that. Cheers.
I thought you were gonna say Cosby.
Man, I forgot about it, bro.
Cheers, though. Beto did say cheers. That's a good call
in
too.
fairness, Aubrey did come off the fly though. Didn't even think about it. Not saying didn't think about it, but
I ain't have a chance to think about it. I just
that's true.
Sit back. So I guess if you were to cross pollinate,
that was a good list though. Sanford and Son, man.
I would have said Fat Albert. What was the name of the cartoon inside the cartoon? Remember the cartoon would watch a cartoon. Remember on Fat Albert, man? The Green Hornet. Was it the Green Hornet? The Brown Hornet.
Was it the Brown Hornet?
The Brown.
Yeah, it was the Brown Hornet, I think, yo.
Yeah.
Or the Green Hornet. It was the Brown Hornet.
That was the Brown. The Brown.
So that's what you would say.
It was like the superhero buddy.
It was a superhero dude that would be out in space all the time. The Brown Hornet.
Yeah.
And Bill Cosby was a fucking genius, man, for real. But anyway,
show within the show.
It was a TV show inside the show. They may have been one of the first people to do that.
It was definitely the Brown Hornet. Yeah, definitely the Brown Hornet.
You see it with his friend Skeeter. What was his friend name? Skeeter. His friend Skeeter.
Man, you know what's dope about that is like that. Again, we talk about representation and everything too, right? That was the black version of the Green Hornet, right? Like the Brown Hornet.
That's a fact. The Brown Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope, man. Like
and Cosby was on that shit, man. Like that's what. Yeah. We still have to have.
That's why they try to shut. That's why they shut him down.
That's a fact.
It was Stinger and Tweeter Bell with a
factual.
What was the name?
Stinger and Tweeter
and my
Bell.
friend Stinger. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. We do got to get into that, and we're gonna get into that Cosby discussion here coming up. So stay tuned for that. Yo, in the meantime, in between time though, one thing I want to talk about is Thanksgiving is coming up, and
man, I can't wait for Thanksgiving, bro.
Man, Thanksgiving is gonna be weird this year, man. Like, I'm not going home. So this is the second time I haven't been with family for. This is the first time I haven't been with family for Thanksgiving. So that's gonna be interesting. And I don't cook, so we'll see how that goes. We'll try to figure it out.
What are y'all looking forward to the most as far as like your food that you always have to have on Thanksgiving? Like, what do y'all always have to have?
Well, one thing I think would be interesting to talk about too, like when we talk about these dishes, is what do our different Thanksgiving traditions look like? I guess why don't we get somebody on the burner let's see what they talking about.
Hello,
Beto, what up?
What's up, fellas?
Nah, man, how you been, man? We wanted to just, we just started talking about, Thanksgiving is coming up and shit. So, we thought you were like one of the perfect people to hit to talk about this. So, Aubrey, do you want to intro Beto for the fans?
Hell yeah, I definitely introduce this motherfucker. Beto is a genius sound engineer. Beto used to be a DJ, old school B-boy hip hop motherfucker, but then also is a supreme barbecue master B-boy barbecue. What is it called? Beto B-boy.
Oh yeah. My handle on Instagram is BBQ BBoy.
Yeah,
follow BBQ BBoy.
That's a fact. And Beto is a very good friend of mine. He's a good friend of the show, and he's the one who basically engineers everything that we do and makes it work. But more than that,
not basically is.
The
there is no basically.
Yeah, the reason everybody listens is always like, "Yo, the sound sounds amazing. It sounds perfect." Is because of Beto.
That's a fact.
When barbecue B-boy ain't B-boying it, he's engineering it.
Right. He EQing it when he ain't BBQing it. That's a new tag.
There you go.
That's a fact.
I like that. I'm gonna
That's the new one.
That's you. Yeah. That's you. That's all you.
EQing or BBQing.
BBQing.
EQing or BBQing it. That's your hashtag.
That's it.
Yo, no, thank you. Thanks, guys. This is so special, man. Thanks for including me on the show. This is a fun ride, man. 8 episodes in.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Did y'all see that turkey that Beto made?
Oh, yeah, yes. That shit looked crazy. But before we get into the food, that intro Aubrey gave is just interesting, man. Like the various different layers of it. So before we get into the food part and the Thanksgiving, Beto, can you just like tell us how you got into, engineering, and then how that then became, like, how, and if the cooking was like the professional cooking was like kind of simultaneous, or how that all happened?
Damn.
How did the EQ and then the BBQ come together?
How did the EQ and the BBQ, how do you connect the notes?
Oh man, how much time you got?
Well, I only paid a few minutes on my line, so I probably got 8 minutes. You want to burn it, bro?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it started back in the day, just collecting records, DJing. I was into like more on the turntablism side, so I was competing, and then and I was going to school, Columbia, for sound engineering. Graduated, got a job, and then was doing engineering and still DJing on the side. I always liked sort of like photography and stuff, but I never knew like what kind of subject I never landed on a subject. So while I was like DJing, I linked up with the crew, Phase 2 from Chicago, which is a big B-boy crew here in Chicago. So then I was riding with them, and then so I mean, in between all that, and then just kind of cooking on the side, my mom is probably my biggest inspiration as far as like cooking. She came up, through just like the restaurant business, just like an immigrant, not knowing English. So, I mean, as an immigrant, Spanish, she just come up through the restaurant world. And then she always just kind of like tested her recipes and cooking, and sort of developed my palate like at an early age. And then also just kind of just introduced me into like the culinary world at an early age. Just like, it's like, helping her cook and helping her chop and just basic stuff, as a kid.
Mix.
Yeah, and then back in, I would say like 2017, I bought a new smoker, and then there was like a competition on IG. Said, hey, cook us to, a chicken, post a recipe, and then post a picture. So I was like, all right, cool. And I didn't know what I was doing with the camera. So, smoked up a chicken, took some pictures, and everybody was like, oh, damn, that's a nice picture. That's a nice picture. I was like, all right, cool. So then, like, the next week, I did another chicken, like, legs or something, some drumsticks, and then I took another picture. And then people were like, damn, that's even a nicer picture. So then I posted up on Instagram, and then all these people started liking it. So I was like, oh, like, who are all these people? So then, like, the IG channel just kind of grew from there. So then I, like, really changed my handle for my DJ name. So it was, like, Beto Rocks. And then it changed into BBQ BBoy. And then it just kind of took off after that. Then I kind of incorporated sort of, like, learning photography and cooking, and basically, smoking and grilling. But, I just kind of do a little bit of everything, but sort of cater to my palate, my family's palate.
Yeah, that's when I saw the change, Beto. I saw the change when you changed your handle. I was like, yo, this motherfucker went from like 400 people to 20,000 people. I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
So Aubrey, you saw that's what I'm gonna ask Beto, like, but Aubrey, you saw that transition. So you saw the original handle. What was your original handle, Beto?
It was like Beto Rocks.
Yeah, Beto Rocks.
So it was all DJ shit, like, or predominantly DJ shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
But real quick before, because when I mean, I didn't know him personally, Beto, but I knew Beto Rocks. You know what I mean? Under the events and the parties and all that stuff. And I knew the studio. I definitely was familiar with the studio, but I never correlated the 2 and 2. You know what I mean? I was always familiar with Airhole through the marketing and advertising and through the industry. You know, and actually I've been there, but for whatever reason, I never met Beto Rocks in the studio. And then when we started working together, we were coming in, and Aubrey kept talking about Beto. And then when I pulled up and when I looked at him, I was like, wait a second. I was like, wait. And remember, I literally was standing outside, and I was like, wait, Beto Rocks from back from the parties. He's like, yeah. And I'm cooking, and I was like, oh shit.
He's a DJ, and I'm like, yeah, that's Beto.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second, that's the same. I was like, that's crazy. But
Beto was a young man.
And I went to Columbia, and I went to full circle. I probably didn't know you, but then I went to Columbia, so I'm sure we were probably about in the same space. So we definitely,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely cross paths.
Everyone knew who you were. Like, when people start seeing, I think like Aubrey shouted out Earhole on one of the episodes, and people were like, "Oh, y'all know Beto? Or y'all up there with Beto?" Like, so you, so very well known, and even Jackie, when I was like, we going up to, I was like, can you come do these videos? She was like, oh, Beto? Are you working with Beto? I'm like, yes. You're like the seventh person that's asked me that now.
Because Cat's known as either as a DJ or music,
BBQ.
as an ill engineer. But then go ahead, we're killing his time on the BBQ side. So go ahead.
Or like Bob Powers, like Beto is like Bob Powers.
Just a jack of all trades, man. I mean, I kind of focus on something, and then I literally just get consumed with it. And then, I don't know, just like there's like a drive in me to compete all the time. So again, like back when I was DJing, I was really competitive. So that's why I kind of leaned towards turntablism, and then just like competing in that. And then in engineering, like I was always kind of, I was striving to like what's the next big thing, trying to win an award. And then now with the BBQ side, just now competing in culinary sport. So like last year, me and my team won 5th place in World Food Championships.
That's
in the category.
We need those sound effects.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Man, wait till I talk to my manager.
Yeah.
I'll let your manager, man.
World champs.
Nah, my bad.
Yeah, but no, thank you for letting me shine on your platform here.
Nah, man, we appreciate you, man. So thank you for jumping on. Just before we get into the food, your favorite, you're a DJ, and you say turntablism and everything. Who's your favorite DJs of all time? If you had like a top 3.
Oh boy!
Oh boy. Dude, I mean, I would see for me. I mean, I would drew inspiration from so the Invisible Scratch Pickles were sort of like my idols, and then, and then there was like Babu and the Beat Junkies.
Oh yeah.
So like Qbert. Qbert, Mix Master Strike, DJ Babu, so those were like my idols, like growing up, so I mean, I'm gonna kick it back to those guys.
Where would you put Primo in the top DJ lineup?
Oh, Primo, see the thing about, all right, so there's like party DJs, kind of like your Funk Flex and your Red Alerts.
Yep.
Primo is more like a producer DJ.
Yeah.
Now I gotta give it to Primo. He's like for what he does on the production and on the cuts. Like
man.
No one's fucking with him.
Yeah,
no one's fucking with him. Like I mean, literally the cuts and the hooks that he does is just
crazy.
Like, it's timeless. You know, they're so simple. They're so simple, but they're so catchy, and that's what hooks you. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's amazing.
Yeah, but and then on the flip side, then there's like the technical turntable list, you know, that like scratch and beat juggle, you know?
Got you.
Yeah.
All right, that's dope.
Yeah.
So let's get into Thanksgiving real quick.
Oh yeah, a lot smaller.
You know,
I'm not usually, you know, like last year I had to make 3 turkeys for 3 different events. You know,
shit.
This year we're keeping it small. It's just gonna be me and my family, and we're gonna make what we want to do. You know, so
yeah.
And for my lineup, it's just gonna be like a prime beef tenderloin, and you know, some simple sides. You know, and that's it. We're just gonna keep it simple, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Like, what do you guys like to have, like, as a staple? Like, it ain't Thanksgiving unless it's on the table.
Mac and cheese.
This motherfucker said mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese got to be on the table.
Mac and cheese?
Yes.
You got to relax.
Mac and cheese is a classic.
You don't like like good properly?
No, mac and cheese is, man. But you can eat mac and cheese every day, bro. What you don't eat every day is either turkey or dressing. Like, you can't eat those.
Let's talk about turkey real quick. Beto, tell us, like, we were just talking about the turkey we saw you posted. Tell us about that turkey, and then Aubrey, tell us how you what your
I'm
turkey
gonna eat that motherfucker. I'll eat, man. Trust me, I can break that turkey down a million ways.
Yeah, for me, two things about poultry that you gotta have is juicy breast and crispy skin.
That's funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
That's why a lot of people sort of lean towards deep frying them, because you can cook it for a short period of time, crisp up the skin, and it'll leave you with a nice juicy bird, you know?
Yeah.
Me, Sunday, I literally just did 24-hour wet brine, and then I smoked it for about maybe 4 hours for a 15-pound bird. And dude, it was magic, man. It was probably one of my best turkeys I've ever made. So every year, you know, just sharpening the recipe and the technique to put out an awesome product. And I was super, super happy with it, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Because you can eat turkey like for Thanksgiving, and then you can chop it up and make turkey salad, and then you can chop it up even more and make turkey croquettes. You can make turkey sandwiches, man. You can do
very diverse.
Put some in your greens. You know what I'm saying? Cabbage, man.
And then sleep for 4 hours, because that tryptophan ain't no joke.
That ain't no joke.
Right. Yeah. So Aubrey, what does your turkey look like?
That's crazy how that shit's automatic.
Aubrey, do you eat turkey? Do you have to have like, is turkey included in your Thanksgiving or not?
It's not included in me cooking it this year. The homie Steve Canty bringing me a nice lemon pepper fried
man,
turkey, a little baby boy. Yeah. Shout out to Steve Canty.
Shout out to Steve Canty. I'm about to have to hit Canty. That's a great idea.
And he be mad at Beto. That's what's funny. He be like, "Yo, Beto, where the fuck he come out of here with this cooking?" He be mad as a motherfucker.
That's hilarious. That's what Beto. He asked me. Canty asked him when he was the man. So Canty asked when he's going to be a guest on the show. I said, "When you bring in a dish to have a cook off with Beto."
Straight up.
You gotta have a taste test. Now Canty be doing his damn thing with them turkeys, man.
He get busy with that shit,
man. Every year those videos are crazy.
Yo, I had one last year. I had 3. I had a jerk one. I had a
from Canty.
From Canty, I had 3. I took them to the crib. I had a jerk, a lemon pepper, and like a garlic something else, rosemary. Man, them motherfuckers are so fire, man. Chop that motherfucker up into a sandwich.
Yeah.
Cut the motherfuckers into a turkey salad, man. Motherfucker was good as a motherfucker, man. I had that shit for like 2 weeks, man.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Straight up. Nah, that's a good bird.
So let me ask you this, guys. Like, Beto, like you were saying, like this is it's much smaller, like, right? Like you're just like doing Thanksgiving with your family and eating what you like want to eat. Like, what are your typical like Thanksgiving gatherings like from a like tradition standpoint? Like, do you guys usually have like big family gatherings? Beto, I think you said you had to go to like 3 different joints.
Big things that go on.
Big things.
Oh yeah, I mean, we normally divide up our Thanksgiving into 3 events because it's big families on both sides. I'm Mexican, so you'll definitely have tamales. Tamales. This is like tamales season. This is where in November,
amazing.
like Thanksgiving, literally that's when tamales season pops off. So you gotta have tamales, some rice and some beans, and then you'll probably have some traditional Thanksgiving fare. So, you'll have, a little bit of turkey, a little bit of stuffing, a little cranberry, and obviously some mashed potatoes and some like a green bean casserole or whatnot. But I mean, those tamales, like you wait all year for those tamales, so, and then we'll eat those from Thanksgiving all the way to New Year's.
That green bean casserole sounds disgusting.
Man, that's dope, man. What'd you say, Albert?
I said that green bean casserole sound disgusting.
Nah, dude, it's fire.
Wait, Beto, is this a green bean casserole that you prepare?
No. I mean, my wife normally made like all the sides.
Got it. Okay.
That shit got mayonnaise in it, don't it?
Oh no, hell no.
In green bean casserole? Why?
I don't know. It just
why would you put mayonnaise in that shit, man?
Hilarious, Aubrey.
This motherfucker went through mayonnaise and raisins and shit.
Oh, yeah, right. Beto caught you and said, "Fuck you." Beto, to get that bullshit out of here, man.
Wife normally makes all the sides, so I call her my side chick, and then like I'm normally.
Look at this.
That's a great time. That's a great time. He's been waiting forever to say. He waited forever. Come on, bro.
He's been waiting to say that for like 4 weeks.
Whenever somebody asks me about this shit, I'm gonna introduce my side chick. Watch me. Go ahead.
What about you guys? Rick, what's on the table, man?
Rick, you know what Rick's going? He going to eat some kingfish and cornbred and some
that's funny because
black eyed peas.
No black eyed peas, but rice and peas. But no, but for real though, definitely
that's
rice and peas, everything. Yeah, facts. Rice and peas is with everything. That's like, that's bread. That's like the bread and butter. So we have that for sure. See, for me, it's kind of
as long as there's rice and peas. It's like
everything else.
All is good with the world.
Yep. Being in the multicultural family, so we definitely have the tamales.
Okay.
And after that, I don't necessarily partake in the au gratin because I'm not an over big cheese fan, but there's always, my sister makes that, it's like the potatoes and the cheese and the baked and all that. So that's always there.
There's always a potato dish.
Yeah, facts. Then you got, your stuffing and you got some of the, those stuffing.
That's why I know you ain't black.
Nigga,
that's why I know you.
Hold
Jamaican.
on,
you call it stuffing.
Dressing, stuffing.
Here goes racism again.
There's no mayonnaise, and there's no mayonnaise, and there's no raisins in there. Bro.
I'm just saying, man, ain't no such thing as stuffing, man. What is stuffing?
There is such thing as stuffing.
There's a difference, though.
Yeah,
but there's a difference. No, there's a difference.
Man, black people ain't no
stuffing, dressing.
There is definitely a difference.
There's definitely a difference. You know what I mean? But
there's definitely.
But you didn't give me a chance. I was about to give you a couple of et cetera. But for me, I mean, you didn't kill them. Now, so I'm going to get back to the main point. But for me, I like doing abstract shit. So I always have like lobster tail, crab legs. You know what I mean? Or a seafood boil, like shit. No, for real. Because I don't need. Because I'm a seafood guy. So I mean, as you were saying, Aubrey, is like do something that you don't.
Pinkies up.
Yeah. But like Aubrey was saying, something that you don't necessarily eat every day. So that's kind of, that would be my dressed up turkey.
Yeah. All right. I'm coming over this year.
Facts. I mean, you got to have a mask, and I'm gonna spray you down real quick. Nah, but pause. And then my guy, just because because my family. I mean, everybody else. My parents. Well, definitely my parents. But the rest of my family and they eat turkey for the most part. So we'll do my man Top Shot Chef. He does the jerk turkey. So we'll do something like that. You know what I mean? Or either a deep fried jerk turkey, something that's in that sense, just to kind of add into the mix. You know what I mean? obviously I never get to partake because I usually just
that motherfucker. He
no,
busy.
he literally he's texting me he's texting me right now just about it. I was like, please don't call me because we're recording. And he started laughing, but as we're talking about it, he started texting me. That's funny. That's kind of it.
What about you, Tony B?
No, but man, like typically, like it's like a lot of people, like a lot of families. So like, I think that's what I'm gonna miss the most more than the food. But typically, like we do, like like Rex was saying, like we have a mix of, like kind of traditional Thanksgiving food, and then like cultural food, like Sri Lankan food, right? So like we'll do like turkey, usually like ham, baked cheese and baked mac and cheese, stuffing no mayonnaise, Aubrey. Green beans, but this is where it usually gets like too spicy for me. Like, bro, man, spicy food. I love spicy food. It just makes me sweat.
Bro,
like my head.
Tony
just
B begins sweet and sour. This nigga gets sweet and sour chicken, and he got what I'm saying. It seemed like he just came out of sauna.
But that's what I was talking about, though. Like that's usually when it gets a little spicy for me. Is like the green beans always got like some spice in them.
This man said green beans, and he got sweaty off of that. Go ahead.
I'm like, goddamn, man, like, come on. But then, like, culturally, like, we usually have something like a chicken or beef curry, or a crab curry, and like an eggplant dish, like, something like that. Like,
that's just so fire.
I'm all over that.
It's good. It's good.
Usaki, what we having over there?
Man, come on.
Tell us what we eating.
I'm from down. My people from down south, man.
So we want to hear.
I'm gonna have some.
He's having cranberry sauce out of a can.
Right.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. Triple fact. OG fact. If I come over your house and you got fresh cranberries, I'm gonna kick that shit off the goddamn shelf. But I think it's more about.
Wait, so you a can? You need that shit out of a can?
Yeah, man. I eat that shit with grape jelly before I eat it with some fresh, goddamn cranberries or something. I eat with some jelly or some strawberry jam or something. I ain't eating that shit, man. I don't want that shit. So anyway, what I'm having, man, we're gonna have dressing, dressing, cornbread dressing.
See, that's exactly. Go ahead.
And it's gonna be very cornbread. Cornbread dressing. I'm gonna have a turkey, that lemon pepper turkey.
Explain the motherfucking dressing, motherfucker. Like
you got raisins. You got raisins in that shit.
You want me to give you a recipe?
No, just explain what's.
And mayonnaise.
Right.
Yeah, no.
It sounds mayonnaise. It sounds mayonnaise based.
It is mayonnaise based.
Nah, it's
well, when you say dressing, it's like Italian dressing. You got
you can't just say dressing, bro. Like,
well, no, I can't because the people that listen to it know what I'm talking about. Dressing.
But go ahead.
It's not dressing. It's dressing.
The dressing. It's the difference between stuffing and dressing.
It's dressing.
Yeah.
Dressing is goddamn. You
Corn,
make cornbread.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you mix it with the egg, and you mix it with the some other shit and some other shit and some other shit, and then some green some green peppers and onion.
There's a different kind of a mix into it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but
it's not the stuffing.
Out of the box.
Stuffing is like bread.
Stuffing is out of the box.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dressing is something that you create. You breadcrumbs
dressing like a cornbread cake or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but more moist. Yeah, exactly. And then you eat that with the cranberry sauce out the can, and that's delicious, man. That's how it works. And then you have some rolls.
And that's Thanksgiving.
You gotta have the rolls.
You gotta have butter rolls, man.
Them Hawaiian rolls are exceptional.
No, you definitely got to do both. You got to do both.
The little cheap rolls, but
the cheap ones and the Hawaiian ones, bro. You got to step it up.
You get them fucking bullshit rolls, Aubrey.
I like down south southern food for Thanksgiving, man. That's
outside of the food, Aubrey, what is your typical? If this was like COVID, like what would your typical Thanksgiving look like? Well, you said
Yeah. So my mom's died, man, a day before Thanksgiving. So it's always super.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, so it's always super emotional. But if that's not it's been 12, 13 years or something at this point. But if it's not that, man, we all at the crib and we deep, man. Like, I probably have 25 nephews and nieces, 50 great nieces and nephews. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's super deep. So yeah, that's what it is, man. And we usually together, but this year is gonna be the first time we ain't never been together.
Man, that's crazy. Well, man, RP to your moms, rest in heaven.
Real spit.
Nah, I feel you on that, man, because my grandmother who lived with me and my family when I was growing up, her birthday was November 25th, so it's in 2 days. Like, so it was always around Thanksgiving. So, yeah, it's always like, you know, it's a good time to be with family. You know what I'm saying? Like, she passed away when I was 7. Like, I'm not gonna tell y'all the year, but
that nigga's 19. Be quiet.
but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I feel you on that, Aubrey, man. Like it's weird this year, but I mean, shit, what you gonna do? I guess, right? Like,
make it happen,
man.
Make it happen. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like we got at least we got technology to still, you know, at least see each other. You know, like see families and shit, right? Like on Zoom calls or whatever it may be, right? Like house party, FaceTime, whatever it may be. You got technology, right? Like,
I'm definitely. I know I'm gonna bring a plate over to you. You know what I mean? I know Rex gonna bring a plate over, so you're gonna have a gang of food.
No, I appreciate that, man. All right, and
hey, Beto, Tony B asked if you could bring him a mini plate. He want for Thanksgiving.
A mini plate,
like a small, mini plate, like a small
just
plate.
A small,
yeah, so I can give it to Aubrey's punk ass.
You
know what I'm saying? So, yeah, shout out to Beto. Make sure you follow him on Instagram at BBQ BBoy.
BBQ _
BBoy.
BBQ _ BBoy. That's the homie.
With that being said,
fuck with him.
We out.
Tony B, you smell like Russian.
Fuck out of here, motherfucker.
Air freshener.
Russian rice.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there. Happy Turkey Day to everybody out there. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day to everybody out there. However you celebrating, do the damn thing. Just be safe. Don't be stupid.
You're not rocking with the motherfucking best.
Yo, you've been rocking with 3 Sides to a Story. Follow us on Instagram at 3 Sides to a Story, on Facebook at 3 Sides Podcast, on Twitter. Subscribe, tune in, and turn up on all podcast platforms.